Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is such a special one. Of course, you've seen this all over the internet. We are talking about the newest Nomad palette, and this is America's Route 66 palette. This is how the palette looks. The art cover of this palette is so beautiful, so beautiful. I love the details about this palette. I'm going to show you some swatches, 3 different eye looks using this palette. So if you're ready, let's begin. Let me tell you the details about this palette. So this is the America's Route 66 color palette. This palette has 10 mattes, 4 shimmers and 4 bright as neon sign sparkles. These shimmers look so dimensional on the eyes, you guys, and they are always with their launches supporting a cause. And this time they're going to support the Nature Conservancy that works to maintain the health of the iconic prairies of the central US. I love the details about this palette. Let me show you the swatches on the screen. This is a road trip through colors, breathtaking blend of warm sun-baked hues and earthy classics, refreshing sky shades and cacti greens sprinkled with quirky shimmers in neon sign colors, all inspired by the iconic Route 66. So once you've seen all the swatches, the palette, all, let me show you the 3 looks that I created using this palette. So if you're ready, let's begin. Let's do our first look with the Route 66 palette. I am so excited. I have not even swatched this palette as yet. So we'll see how we roll. I am going to first start off with this shade, Go West, this one. And I am going for Office. So we'll see how we need to do. I felt like today we can definitely showcase more of a neutral look. And tomorrow we can do colorful. This is such a great balance of neutrals as well as like pops of neons. I felt like they absolutely captured the essence of the palette so well. This shade is so pretty. And the embossment of this palette is so pretty. This looks like a very, like a peachy brown shade, a mid-tone shade I would say. Perfect for my crease. I'm going to take that same shade on the lower lash line too. Now I'm taking this shade, which is Gemini Giant, the lighter peach shade, and that would act like a transitioning shade, I would say. Yep, that's perfect. I bet I can use that as a blush also. That is just perfect. Just to melt everything out. That's stunning. Okay, now we're gonna dip into the shade On the Road again, this one, and then we'll go into this shade, which is Cadillac Ranch. So let's start off with On the Road again. That would be our outer corner shade. It's definitely more of a neutral brown shade. Because of the greens and the blues in the palette, this neutral brown will come in very handy. I'm also going to take that same shade on the lower lash line too. Now dipping into that Cadillac Ranch shade, which is the deepest shade of the palette. And I'm just tapping it on the outer corner. Just for the added depth. There you go. Time for some shimmers. I'm going to first start off with this shade Monger Moss, which is that neon orangey shade. Let's take that neon-y orangey shade right in the center. It has some golden specks running throughout it. And I wanted like a base for this eye look. That's so pretty. It's very elegant, very elegant. If I would have applied like a glitter glue underneath, I feel like it'll pop more. But for the office, I feel like this is fine. Okay, now for the inner portion, I am going to take this shade Gateway Arch. This one. It looks so pretty, you guys. And I'm going to take that. And this formula is definitely a little bit more sparkly and dimensional as compared to that neon orange. Neon orange shade was like more glowy, I would say. And this is definitely more like impactful shimmer, sparkly shade. There you go. Now for the inner corner, I am gonna take that Road of the Dream shade, this one. And this can be like my blending shade too. I'm gonna just plop it right there for the added brightness. Let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara. And that's my first eye look. I love the way how this beautiful look turned out. I feel like you can definitely, even though the palette seems like more colorful, you can definitely achieve some beautiful neutral looks. And that's why I wanted to showcase a neutral look in this video. We'll definitely dive into more colors. I loved the different amount of shimmer formulas that are like put in this palette. I love that there are like more glowy satiny shades too, but also some really sparkly dimensional shades to like give that sparkle and shine. I really love it. You can definitely make it like everyday appropriate to like glam fun appropriate too. Now let's move on to the colorful side of the palette. So let's begin. Okay, let's begin our second eye look with the Route 66 palette. So excited. Definitely have to dip into some colorful looks today. So let's do that first. I am going to start off with, let's do this blue whale shade, the electric blue shade here in the palette. So let's take that. I am going to take that. It's more like a teal shade. And I'm going to take that mainly in the outer corner. I'm gonna tap off the excess because it is a little bit on the powdery side. I definitely felt that even when I was opening the palette, that the shimmers as well as mattes are a little bit more lightly pressed. Yesterday when I was swatching it, I could definitely feel it. Okay, so I'm gonna take that mainly right there. I'm also gonna take that same shade on the outer corner of the lower lash line, just right. Now I'm gonna take a fluffy brush. Let's take this shade, End of the Trail. This is more like a yellowy, let me show you. Can you see the fallout, like the kickback in the palette? So definitely keep that in mind. I'm gonna take that towards the edge of that blue. It definitely has that golden tinge to it. So it'll be like a great blending shade for me, I would say. Hopefully you can see that. It might be hard just because it's very close to my skin tone. It's just that it's a little bit more on the golden side. I am now going to take this shade Main Street America, this one. And I'm going to take that on the inner part of the crease. So right here. It's deep enough for it to show on my eyelid. These are all very pigmented shades, so I'm not worried about that at all. Like, how beautiful is that shade? I'm gonna wrap it around on my lower lash line too. Now, just to deepen the outer corner out, I am gonna dip into this shade, the Cadillac Ranch shade, the deepest shade in the palette. And I'm gonna take that right there and tap it right on top of that. Don't worry, we are not losing the blue. I just want a little hint of depth to come through. And then we can definitely go back into that blue ranch shade and then pat it right on top of that. Just like that. Time for shimmers. I'm going to start off with this shade Blue Swallow, this electric blue shade. And that would go right here. Look at the dimension of the shade. I'm taking it more diagonally and they're very sparkly. So pretty, so pretty. Oh, that's so beautiful. Now I'm going to take this shade Marsh Bridge, this one, this shade. It's like more of a sagey, greeny, bluey shade. I'm gonna take that and melt it with that blue. So it'll melt very nicely with that matte shade that we put in there. Again, this is a very similar texture of the shimmer. Very dimensional, but very smooth. Now for the inner corner, I am going to take that shade Gateway Arch, the lightest shade, the lightest shimmer in the palette. And I'm going to take that right there in the inner corner. Let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara. And that's my second eye look. So pretty and so dimensional. I love the blues interacting with those greens. They look so beautiful, and the shimmers are so finely milled but so dimensional. I love the way how this look turned out. Cannot wait to mix and match now both the sides together for the third eye look. So let's begin. We definitely did like a warm tone look and a cool tone look. Now we have to mix the sides together and see how that performs. So we are going to start off. Let's start off with this shade Scenic Byway, which is that green, and I'm going to take that in the outer corner. And this is more of like a muted green shade, I would say. Patting it to get the pigment all across the outer portion of the eye. The embossments on these shades are so lovely. I love the little car, the motel, the hotel. So pretty. I'm also going to take that same shade Scenic Byway on the outer corner of the lower lash line. Now I'm going to take this shade, which is Roy's Diner, this one. And this I'm going to take as like a blending shade to this green. These shades are so blendable. Okay, now for the inner part, I am going to dip into this shade Gemini Giant. This one, this peachy shade. I'm going to take that in the inner portion of the crease and melt it with that green. I'm actually going to mix this Gemini Giant shade with this shade Go West. So both of the peaches together. So this one and this. There you go. That's such a beautiful shade. I'm going to do the same shade, both of them mixed in the lower lash line too. Mainly on the inner portion. Okay, time for shimmers. Okay, for the shimmers, I'm going to take this shade, which is Rest Haven, this green shade. And I'm going to take that mainly, again, in the diagonal way, but melting it with that outer corner green shade. Look at these shimmers. These shimmers are so magical. I'm not missing the multichromy, duochromy effect because they are so sparkly and dimensional, but they're giving us all the different vibrancy of the shade too. I love these shimmers. They're so pretty. And then let's dip into this shade El Rancho, which is that pink shade. Take that in the inner part of the eyelid, and I'm just melting it together too. Again, such a beautiful, impactful shade. That's so pretty. So pretty. For the lower lash line, I'm going to take this shade Winslow. And this all over the eyelid would be so amazing for like the all over eyelid shade. For a neutral look, that's going to be amazing. I cannot wait to wear it to office. If I do wear that shade to office or any other looks with this palette, I'll pop it on the screen for you guys. And now for the inner corner, I am going to take this shade Comet to this one, the golden shade. This might be a little dark, but oh well, I feel like this is the only shade that we did not use. Actually, it might just work. I'm going to just take that. So pretty. Oh, so nice. Let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara. And that's my third eye look. I love the way how all of these look turned out. They were so different from each other, but they were also so dimensional. Let me see if I've used all the shades. Yes, I think I've used all the shades in this palette, and all of the 18 shades performed really well. If you are aware of Nomad Cosmetics formula, I would say I feel like the shimmers feel a little different. They're definitely more softer pressed in the pan. when this palette came to me, and this palette was sent to me in PR, this shade Comet 2 was a little bit more on the puffed side, like a baked formula. I don't think it is baked. It was a little bit more puffed, but I pressed it right back. So I don't have any of the problem, but that definitely told me that it is more lightly pressed. So do keep that in mind. Everything blended so beautiful. I love the impact that the shimmers are creating on the eyes, because they are not like shifty by any means, but you can do so much with this palette. I love the artwork of this palette too. I am impressed, absolutely impressed. I can do so much more. I definitely wanted to do a look, obviously another neutral look with this all across the eyelid, but also you can get a beautiful purple look if you mix this blue and this pink together. I definitely, you know how much I love my purples, definitely want to do that kind of a look. I want to show you. So that's the blue. If I put that pink on top of that blue, I can get such a beautiful, impactful purpley shimmer. Can you see that? And that can take this look to such a beautiful, a different dimension too. You can do so much with this palette. I cannot wait to create more. Of course, I'll put this palette in like 3 palettes, 3 looks video coming in the future for sure. When this palette arrived, it also came with this beautiful license plate saying Nomad Route 66 palette, and all the details were on the back. All of these like small little touches that they do, they absolutely win my heart over. I'm a proud supporter of Nomad Cosmetics. I do have a code with them. My code is Smithy Sony to save you 10% off. Do let me know, are you going to purchase this palette or not? Again, this palette launches on Tuesday, May the 6th at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So do keep that in mind. Do let me know if are you excited about this palette or not. I'm so excited. But that's all for today. If you did like my video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, sometimes 4. Keep that notification bell on every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.